everyone, Turtlelags here bringing you another AFK Journey video. So I am live on Twitch. I actually just started the live stream, so no viewers have, I think they'll start trickling in. But given that actually in about an hour or two it will be the 1-year anniversary for AFK Journey, I actually spent some time earlier this morning to compile a slideshow for you all, kind of reflecting on the past year. It has been one heck of a ride, and I've grown a lot as a person, built a community. Hey Slowby, you're on YouTube. And Slowby actually is one of my viewers as well as friends who has been with me pretty much since the beginning. Like I still remember when I joined AFK Journey on March 27th, 2024. A lot has happened, and I'm going to take this opportunity now to actually go through the slideshow with you all. First, I'm going to talk about basically what I was doing before I started AFK Journey. This is a part of me that only my viewers would know about, or anyone who has been with me long enough. And then we'll kind of just go through the timeline and just what were my most memorable moments. Yeah, let's go ahead and begin. So 1 year later, reflecting on AFK Journey's impact and evolution. Basically what I plan to do is we'll go through my slideshow first, going through, I guess, how AFK Journey has impacted my life as well as my content creation journey. I was a content creator for on and off for a couple years. I started 6 months ago for this gacha game that I think is no longer available on global. It was called Lord of Dice. If you check my YouTube videos, you'll notice that I used to live stream for a whopping 10 people, 9 of who were my opponents in the game trying to recruit me to their guild, because I was like single-handedly like holding up the other guild that they were competing against. But anyways, that's a story for another time. So as you can see before you, in the middle on the top, I am between the developers of AFK Journey. Yes, I actually got to meet the AFK Journey developers live, or in person, not live, in person in San Diego. The person to my left, I think his name was like Jin Yuan or something like that. He was, I think, it was his first time in the US. Well, both of these developers are from China. And the person on my right, Red, he's like the lead developer. And actually, this guy reminded me a lot of my dad, who actually passed away about half an hour before I started playing AFK Journey, more like 9 months ago. Yeah, he actually, I didn't tell him this, but he actually reminded me, he was like a hybrid of like my dad and my uncle. So I felt like when I got to talk to him in person, you know, telling him how much I loved the game, as well as how much, you know, how I was looking forward to the future of this game and all the feedback I had to improve the game. I did get to actually talk to them for about 20 minutes, just us three, to go over what I liked about the game, what I didn't like, how I was hoping for more Primal Lords, more Stellar Crystals, Temporal Essences, and Meetups, that sort of thing. On the bottom to my right are some friends that I made at the Meetup, the San Diego Meetup, which was September of last year. It was the first official AFK Journey Meetup in the United States. And then directly above me, this was actually the, if I was to hide my camera for a brief moment, yeah, so I was actually featured as one of the video content creators. I think probably the second month that I was content creating for AFK Journey, so I think this was like April or May. Pretty much at the peak of my, you know, content creation career, as sad as it is to say. Well, I should be grateful too, but I mean, I guess we can get more about this later, just how AFK Journey, the peak did not last very long. But I am hopeful that maybe in the future there will be a resurgence. I mean, this game has a lot going for it. It is a very high quality game. It's just, with the kind of content that it offers in terms of like guild PvP and player PvP and just the whole gacha aspect. Of course, there's going to be a divide between the whales, which is like a very small percentage, as well as the free-to-play casuals, which is a huge portion. I mean, as ugly as the truth is, I think that we can all agree that people would like to get the most content with the least amount of effort and also have a lot of novelty along the way. I think that would be like the best case scenario if like everybody's guild won, every player, spend like 5 minutes a day and like beat all the whales. I think that's something that I don't think we'll ever find a solution to that. But at the end of this slideshow, I do have some suggestions for the AFK Journey devs as well as team. And viewers, for those of you guys trickling in, you can chime in on what you think can be done to improve the game. It's a lot tougher of a problem to solve than I think a lot of people say. So in a galaxy long ago, before AFK Journey, yes, I did exist before AFK Journey, and as you can see, I am live streaming a different game. It's called Reverse 1999. Let me just hide my webcam for a brief moment. So this was a really cool time traveling game that had everything going for it, like compelling characters, really novel storytelling. Hey Decorine, you're on YouTube. And as you can see, I was having a lot of fun live streaming this, and above my webcam actually is one of my good friends who actually helped me a lot with my content creation journey. He basically was the one who helped me refine my Twitch setup so that it was more viewer friendly. He taught me about overlays, he taught me about just all sorts of different things, how to attract an audience. So Lucky Lux, if you're watching this video, thank you so much for just being such a good friend and sharing so much of your time to make me the person that I am today from a content creation perspective. And we both were actually live streaming. Decorine, it's great to see you. By the way, Decorine actually has been following me for over a year now, at least 14 months. He actually, correct me if I'm wrong, Decorine, but you came with me from my R99 community to the AFK Journey community. Lucky Lux is actually the reason why I started playing AFK Journey, because the day before AFK Journey's global release on March 26th of 2024, he was like, hey Turtle, myself and two other content creators who we knew, Jackson and oh my god, it's killing me forgetting his name. Maybe it'll come to me. But anyways, there were 3 of my content creator friends, including Lucky Lux above me, were sponsored for this game. Keep in mind, back then I was like a small shrimp in the content creation world. So happy 1 year. Thank you, Atroxy. You're on YouTube. So like I had a whopping following of 2 viewers until Lucky Lux came along. And Lucky Lux, basically he and I came up with the idea. Actually, this was originally Jackson's idea, which was partly my idea too, but back then I hadn't gone back to content creation yet. So Jackson hosted the very first PvP tournament for Reverse 1999, which is a game that has everything you want except PvP. Basically what happened was Jackson had not done PvP for 6 months, and a lot of people, including myself, really wanted PvP for this game mode where you had a pick and ban system and everything. So I decided to bring it back, and Lucky Lux, and I forget his name. It makes me so sad. Yeah, and then also basically myself and 3 other content creators, we decided to yeah, bring it back. And so this is where I eventually built an audience of maybe like 10 people, 30 people at my peak, but really I had a steady 9 to 10 viewers, maybe less. Like I had a steady 5 viewers, let me just put it that way. And then Lucky Lux, he told me about this game, AFK Journey, and then the rest is history. Like, and actually we can probably go to the next slide. Yeah, so basically what happened was within the first month, I would say, as you can see, on April 12th, I became an official content creation partner. So it actually took me only 2 weeks. And I think part of that was because my audience ballooned from a whopping 5 simultaneous viewers to 60 simultaneous viewers at a minimum to 120. I think it was like 180 to 100 average and 120 at my peak. This was during the first month of AFK Journey. And I do have to give a lot of thanks to several different content creators like Lucky Lux, Barry Gaming, who rated me a couple times. The voice actress for Parisa, who I will have on the next slide, she rated me a couple times and got to talk to my community. And I think that's where I really got my foot on the pedal in terms of my content creation journey. Yes, Steam Bun. Yes, Twister, Steam Bun. And there was another, Cocky Gotcha. Cocky Gotcha was the other content creator. Yeah, so Cocky Gotcha, Jackson, and Lucky Lux, they all were sponsored for AFK Journey. And actually 2 of them tried to recruit me to their guild because I was a whale in Reverse 1999. But Lucky Lux, he was the first one to reach out to me, and he actually secretly spent like maybe like 2 to 3 hours showing me the beta version of the game in private Discord so that I could visually see, you know, like what to expect. And he did warn me that, okay, Turtle, I know you're a whale, but being a whale on Arnon 99, spending like 300 USD a month is nothing compared to what people drop for like AFK Arena and what we expect people to drop for AFK Journey. This is a free-to-plays can play this, but just know that if you're going to spend, just be careful. He did warn me at the very start, which I'm very grateful for. Yeah, and so during the first month, a lot of things happened. I became an official content creator. I was actually, if I was to hide my webcam once again, I was featured as one of the 3 content creators alongside Danger Gray and Rec. Rec is actually kind of hidden behind the infographic, but yes, us 3, I think we were like content creators who are trying to get our foot into the content creation space. And one thing that I greatly appreciate about AFK Journey is that the support team for the content creation space is one of the best. Actually, Cocky Gotcha and Lucky Lux both told me that of all the different content creation programs they have joined, this was actually one of the best and most generous. Not just in terms of like in-game rewards and stipends and what have you, but also just like support, and that really helped me. Yeah, so and then down the road, I think this was in August, I did win the Best Stream Award, and that meant so much to me. And I know I didn't win it this time, which is kind of odd because I think with the exception of Zebo, I probably had the 2nd largest viewership for streaming. But it's okay. Like, I'm still very appreciative. Like, I know that I wouldn't be anything without you guys who are here. So, you know, much love for just being here, really. Like, I know I only have 8 viewers right now. You know, a lot has happened. You know, AFKJ, we'll talk about the lifespan and our future with the game later. But Yeah, even with just 8 viewers watching me right now, huge drop from the humble beginnings. I still am very appreciative for each and every one of you. Like I can confidently say I have about 19 to 20 people who watch me every day on Twitch, and those people mean the world to me, and I continue to live stream because of you guys. So I thank you. Love you. I love you too, Decorine. Thank you so much. So anyways, moving on to the next slideshow here. So here are some of my fondest memories. I do have to say that the reason why I have played AFK Journey as long as I have is because of the community. And I think that the people who continue to play AFK Journey 1 year later, if you were to ask them why are you still playing this game, some of them say that it's because it's a game that respects your time, but I would say that if you kind of dig a little deeper, it is because they know at least 1 or 2 people who they really cherish their relationship with who's still playing the game. As a matter of fact, I do have some people who have returned to the game to play the VN server with me, so that we're in the same guild and we're all free to play, not by choice, but by force. We have no way to actually whale on VN server. But yeah, we do have some returning players like Justin Rampage, who my camera is covering. This guy, he did return 6 months later to join us for the VN server, free to play, just to have fun, right? And to get access to new heroes. Yeah, but just kind of going through some of the people on the slideshow. So the top left, I would say, is the most surprising. So Julie, who is the voice actress for Parisa, she did stop by my live stream during my first month a couple times, and she rated me about 2 to 3 times. Just very supportive, along with Barry. I know Barry, he no longer content creates for AFK Journey, but he would constantly, like almost every day, raid me like 60 of his viewers, and that combined with my 60 steady viewers, I was getting like 120 viewers at my peak. And I think at one point when both Barry and Julie raided me, I think I had a combined like 240 viewers. This was during the first week of Song of Strife. Yeah, so Julie, our community, we got to talk to her and learn a little bit about the behind the scenes of AFK Journey. I do actually have a YouTube video about it, which only has a couple hundred views. I know that IRL stuff, my viewers tend to not care as much about, because I know like whenever I post a video about my meetups, people tend to not be interested, but for me, I would say one of my fondest memories actually would be Parisa's voice actress, Julie, her rating me, and my community and I being able to ask her questions. Hey Blink, you're on YouTube. Additionally, I would say one of my first collaborations would be on my right. Now, Eros Trinidad, he no longer plays the game, but back in the day, he cared greatly about this game mode called Arcane Labyrinth. That this was during a time when people didn't know about the Exodia combo yet with the, Verdict Shield, Chain Shield. Eros Trinidad and his guildmate Risco Dad, who still visits me from time to time on my live stream, even though he no longer plays the game. Their guild was the one who popularized the concept of the Exodia combo, where basically if you assembled the Rebound Shield, Chain Shield, Verdict Shield, you could essentially kill the final boss multiple times. And even though it served almost no purpose in the game, but this was an example of the community creating new ways, new goals, if you will, to enjoy AFK Journey. And that's the thing, like about a year prior to me even content creating, I did attend 2 different video game design courses. And one of the video game design courses that I took talked about how gaming has changed. In the past, it used to be you would try to beat the highest score, right? And you would replay the same exact run over and over again. And then eventually it evolved to people, basically games have evolved to become win more. Like originally it was beat the game, save the princess in Super Mario, GG's, you won the game, congratulations. But now it's like, okay, now I gotta speed run it, or now I gotta do it where I only have one life, etc., etc. With AFK Journey, it's a similar thing. Back in the day, AFK Journey was in its humble beginnings. Hey, Sananime, you're on YouTube. But, out of people's passion for the game and us running out of things to do in the game, because mind you, halfway through Song of Strife, this was a period where a lot of players dropped off. You guys probably remember, because main story was completed within the first month and a half. There was only one Primal Lord in the entire 4-month season. There were a lot of rate-up heroes that nobody cared about, like Soren, like Olmus. It was a rough time, not gonna lie. And people, like I was talking to Zebo on Discord last night, and he was telling me about how he still remembers the day. He knows the exact day during the Song of Strife season. Hey Kwan, good to see you. You're on YouTube, where his viewership cut more than half within a 2-day span, and he lost like hundreds of subscribers. Yeah, just people like dropped off the game like flies. And I noticed it too. Like my average viewership cut in half from 60 to 30. Yeah, but anyways, just kind of continuing on with just the fond memories. The content creator on above me, Lele Zero, who no longer plays the game either, he was the one who popularized honor duels back in the day when there were no rewards for honor duels either. Yeah, dropped like flies, exactly. Lele Zero was incredibly innovative. As a matter of fact, a lot of the infographics that you see on Analytica and Yapala, if you really kind of dig deep and kind of wind back the clock a little bit, Lele Zero was basically the pioneer, along with like one other content creator, I forget his name. They pretty much worked together to decide. Oh, Dan Manrio. Yeah, he's still content creating, I think. So he and Lele Zero, they both pretty much created a tier list for the best artifacts to pick, the best heroes to pick from each faction, which faction was the best, which team combination was the best, even down to the hero position for all 5 different maps. Imagine that. And also the pick order for every round. And this is huge dedication. And the reason why Lele Zero did this was because what he said was that this was the only real free-to-play mode where it was pure skill. And I do agree with him 100%. And it's unfortunate that the AFK Journey devs didn't really pick up on the importance of retaining their free-to-play audience until it was a little bit too late. And of course, we cannot forget, I'm going to move my camera for a moment, Justin Rampage. So, one of my favorite things to do, even from the very beginning of AFK Journey, my content creation days, was to interact with my audience and cook up teams for people. Because the thing that you can do on Twitch that you cannot do anywhere else is to actually pull up a viewer's account or even log into their account and cook up teams for them. And this was something that I really enjoyed. Yeah, Supreme Arena was the last greatest thing they added. Supreme Arena absolutely, I think, made people very excited. It gave you a reason to summon multiple heroes. I agree with Decorine 100%. Yeah, no rewards for honor duels. Yes, Quan, it was the case. Now there are rewards for honor duels via Lucky Flip. but most people just farm Arcane Labyrinth because it's way faster to get the keys. Yeah, so and Zebo did talk to me about this yesterday too, that Lucky Flip was originally meant to be a choose your own game mode, but it became it devolved into more what's the fastest way to get these darn keys, right? And actually, I'm going to blow up this. Yeah, so kind of like what Decorine said, Supreme Arena kind of breathed new life into AFK Journey. This was, I think, maybe during the second half of Song of Strife or the first half of Waves of Intrigue. I don't quite remember. But Justin was the one who designed this thumbnail for me. And I loved it so much. And mind you, halfway through, Justin did quit the game. I would say, like, I forget if it was basically, let me see. I think it was in August that he quit. August was the month that everyone dropped like flies because there was like nothing going on. Really nothing going on. And for me, all I was asking for was Mikola, and the devs wouldn't even give me Mikola until like the last month when I was like, I wasn't going to drop the game, but I was like going to, I was pretty burnt out from just, I was burnt out from a lot of things. Check your main. Oh, thank you, Linkaboo. Thank you. And Linkaboo, welcome. You're on YouTube, by the way. Let's finish this first. Yeah, very beautiful thumbnail that Justin. And by the way, kind of the concept behind this is that I used to have cooking streams. Because I would, back when AFK Journey was popping, right? Like, I would live stream for 17, 18 hours at a time. Like, there was so much to do in the game. So much to do. And I would actually be cooking. So I would, like, bring my laptop mid-stream to the kitchen, and I would cook in front of my viewers. Yes, like for those of you guys who have been with me long enough, you probably remember that. And Justin, as an ode to that, kind of did a little spin and was like, okay, yeah, Turtle's cooking, right? Cooking IRL and cooking Supreme Arena teams for his viewers. You can see above me, Tokume was one of the, I think, 8 or 9 viewers that we did cook Supreme Arena teams for. Actually more than that, but I would say 8 or 9 people that I uploaded a video for. Yeah, so it was very funny. You even see like Hammy and Chippy on the top. Every time when I look at this thumbnail, I notice something different. Yeah, and actually Justin was also the one who gave me some tips to help me improve my thumbnails. And that's why you probably may have noticed my thumbnails are a bit easier to read. And it's because of Justin. So I for that, yeah, Justin's a great guy, absolutely. I was telling you to sleep every minute, every second, every day. Yes, Decorine. I remember like I was live streaming so much that I was getting like, now Lucky Lux did warn me about this. I was getting like I was getting chest pain. And I remember like sometimes I would need to get up. I would be like, okay, viewers, I need a moment. And I would go out to the balcony and like gulp in like air, you know? Yeah, so I think the viewers, they noticed that and they made sure that I hydrated, that I, you know, stretched, that I walked around a bit. My viewers kept me alive during the days when I was a little too sweaty with regards to content creation. And then just kind of rounding out my trip down memory lane with just some 2 meetups that I would say had a big impact on me. One was most definitely the meetup with the devs as well as the AFK Journey marketing team. So, and unfortunately, I think it was after this that I learned that the AFK Journey staff does change quite a bit, but the staff that they hire are great people. For instance, the lady on my right, Janet, I don't know if she's still part of the team. She might not be. I know Andy, who was another person, he was no longer part of the marketing team, I think like a week or two after this meetup. Yeah, but all great people. In the middle there, those are the devs. Directly above me, some friends that I made. And then kind of hiding my camera for a moment. So, on the right, or I guess your left on the bottom, is a drink. This was the Sunright something something. This was a Nara themed drink, I think. I know it's not green, but it was Nara themed. And then in my hand is a necklace that one of my viewers made for all the content creators, as well as some friends over there too. It was Waves of Intrigue themed. To the right of that is me with the microphone asking the devs a question. My friend Defunk actually took this picture for me. And then on the very right was the swag. I did end up doing a giveaway, but I ended up keeping a lot of that because P-Ball, he told me that this might be the last meetup because AFK Arena, during the 5 years of it being available to the public, they only did one meetup. So I was like, oh, this plush Haywin might be the last Haywin I get, and it turned out to be actually. Any news for the New York meetup? And that's the other thing too. That's actually, Linkaboo, your question is a good segue to the final slide. You think AFK Journey is going to resurge? It's dead in my server. It's hard to fill the guild, and we are top 1 by far. Tone later. We'll talk about that after this final slide. Yeah, we'll definitely get to that for sure. Because I was talking to Zebo about it last night. So, yeah, server's pretty dead. Here you don't see the lady, but there is one lady, the marketing director, Kayla, who is actually no longer working either. I did meet her. She was actually the marketing director who was supposed to be at the San Diego meetup in the previous slide, but she, I think, had like a honeymoon or something like that, and then she did this meetup. It was actually an unofficial meetup, but I'm friends with P-Ball and Defunk, and they both kind of tipped me to them doing a special giveaway in one particular Los Angeles location, and so I did attend that one. And actually, if I was to kind of hide this for a moment, on my right is the translator, who's still part of the team, and on the left, the two ladies on my left, holding the bubble tea in the bag, they're I think part of the Sunright Studios team, because this was an AFK Journey and Sunright T Studios collaboration. Very cool collaboration. Everything you see before you, I did give as a giveaway to my viewers. Kayla, she was very generous. She actually gave me 3 extra tote bags, as well as Muriel bookmarks and whatnot. Yeah. This is also another fond memory of mine. I'm in server 6. I can't imagine the server is 100 or 200. Yes. So now let's talk about what everyone wants to talk about, which is, will AFK Journey be around 5-10 years from now? And if they do live that long, how will the viewership be during that time? How will the player base be during that time? Now, I could have made another slideshow to this, but I'll just talk about it. So, I've never played AFK Arena, but I do talk to a lot of people who have played the game in the past and know about the history and everything. I do know some people who still play AFK Arena. AFK Arena, I think, hit their 5 years this year. and it's kind of on life support right now because from what, word along the grapevine, from what I understand, the development team moved from AFK Arena to AFK Journey. They brought the whole team over, and there were some. It was great for AFK Journey because you had some experts in the game, but it did mean that AFK Arena, they brought a new development team that they had great ideas, but they didn't know how to incorporate it into what was already existing for AFK Arena. And that's the thing. With AFK Arena, they did something to streamline it to attract new players. But the problem was it made it so that the people who played for 4.5 years, it was as though their progress wasn't. It was as though their progress was erased. Just imagine you play AFK Journey for 4.5 years, new devs move in, they introduce this new game mode where whatever heroes that you built, you cannot carry over to the new game. Or the new version. I think that was, in a sense, what happened to AFK Arena, which upset a lot of whales. AFK Arena players, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it was kind of like that. I oversimplified it, but it was kind of like that. They have AFK Arena companions to slow down the death of it. Yeah, so AFK Arena companions is basically what they were trying to do to revive AFK Arena, which was to basically cut down all the bulk and then just keep the best essence of what AFK Arena is about. But the problem was it didn't attract many new players because most new players just go to AFK Journey. And then the old players, they're kind of alienated. So, they'll still play the game, but it's just very difficult to recruit guild members. And I'm sure they have some sort of allied server thing as well, but from what I understand, it's like near impossible to find people. So I mentioned AFK Arena because AFK Journey has the potential to be around for another 5 years as well. But here's the problem. The problem is that the gacha space now is way more competitive than it was 5 years ago. I think we can all agree on this. Every one of us, including myself, we play other gacha games as well. The only thing for me is that AFK Journey is my main game. It happens to be the game the only game that has offered me a content creation program, which I greatly appreciate. And of course, this game has a special place in my heart because it has pretty much everything I want in a game. It could have more story. I think that's what it's lacking. That's the one thing that I miss about Reverse 1999 as well as Honkai Star Rail. I do think their storyline as well as their characters are a bit more compelling. But that's okay because AFK Journey has its own charm, so you can't really compare the two because when it comes to combat system, guild system, complexity of I would say, even though there's not as much story and everything, I would say that in terms of a content perspective, I would say there's more game modes in this game that matter compared to other gacha games. Now I know this is debatable, but if you were to compare like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Reverse 1999, there's a lot of those kinds of gacha games where if you think about it, your progress doesn't really matter because whether you whale, you're free to play, whether you're sweaty or casual, you're not impacting the other person. Whereas with AFK Journey, it's a more interactive kind of game where your success is kind of like eating someone else's lunch. I know there's a win-win situations that you can create But really, if you think about it, you're competing with other people for that extra temporal essence or two, that extra couple stellar crystals or 5, you know? So there's that. I think because there is a PvP aspect, I think that is content in itself, which will help with AFK Journey's longevity. At the end of the day, it's I think AFK Journey's ability to retain its player base will boil down to how innovative they are with their storylines, their characters, with the game modes they introduce. Instead of recycling and reskinning, you know, different game modes, like the Monopoly thing, create something completely different every single time, while being more generous, having more free-to-play friendly cosmetics, right? Like during the anniversary, they did a very good thing where, yes, they had a pay-to-win version, you know, like an outfit you could pay for, but the free outfit you got just by playing the anniversary or the Lunar New Year, sorry, I meant Lunar New Year event. The Lunar New Year free-to-play outfit was actually better than the paid outfit, better looking than the paid outfit, and everybody could get it. So if they could do more of that, and I did mention during the San Diego meetup, if every month they offered a brand new character skin, kind of like what they do with Hearthstone, right? Like you just do 5 battles a month and you get a card back sleeve that is only given out that particular month, you know? Like that is the perfect way to bring players back, because some people are like, oh yeah, heck, I want that free-to-play Bonnie, you know, swimsuit skin, or, you know, and you know, that's what I want. I don't know, but so, you know, there's, I guess it's kind of a segue to another way for them to retain their player base. If they offered like new skins for both your characters, your heroes like Bonnie, Lily May. Like if they had like a swimsuit Bonnie and Lily May skin, a swimsuit Mikola skin that's free to play, that the only way you could get it is to, you know, join AFK Journey and do like 5 arena battles, May, June, and July of 2025, and you will never get these skins ever again on your account if you don't log in. You best believe, I'm pretty sure at least a 20th of the player base will search for their login to get that swimsuit skin, right? Especially for Bonnie. So yeah, you know, free ideas for the AFKJ team. Yeah, so there's plenty of ways, like just by doing that alone. Imagine there's like a swimsuit Diano skin, right? You bet at least a quarter of the player base, even if they don't have Diano, you know, they'll come back. Maybe they'll use a selector chest on Diano, get the swimsuit skin, and, you know, play AFKJ for another month. Maybe the devs will recapture like 100th of that player base, and, you know, it's a way to revive. You could argue Bonnie's already wearing a swimsuit. Yeah, true. But, you know, like maybe with like, you know, a pina colada or like, you know, coconuts, you know, like what do you call the tropical tree leaves? You know, there's a way you could spice it up, guys. You best believe there's always a way to improve it. Yeah, swimsuit Ludovic, and you got me. Yeah, like a swimsuit Ludovic. So yeah, they could do so much, guys. If you look at like solo leveling, I'm kicking myself like every week for not having logged in for not logging in during June, July, and August, because I missed the Libora swimsuit skin, I missed Cha swimsuit skin, I missed in October I missed Min's Halloween skin, and I will never get those ever again. There's so many ways AFK Journey can bring back the player base, or at least make them regret they didn't return, you know? So Anyways, I don't want this to be too long of a video. I think comment, in the comment section below for the, 50 or 100 people who watch this video. What do you think the AFK Journey devs can do to improve the game so that new players can come back and returning players continue to enjoy this game? So that pretty much wraps it up for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care, guys. Alright, wow, that was a really long video. 45, almost 40 minutes, holy. Lots of regret no matter what. If people logged on every day to take care of their account, it would be insane now. Yeah, that's very true. Actually, just by logging in 5 minutes a day, your account would be pretty cracked. It would look like a whale account. But the problem is you'd be bored out of your mind, so if you're like not in an active guild or that sort of thing. So yeah, AFK Journey, the devs need to figure it out. Yeah. I have a lot of ideas, guys. It's a chore. Yeah, it does feel like a chore, especially without story, without new maps. Yeah, short-term and long-term brain rot kids now. Old adults take advantage of it. Yeah, exactly. All right, Atalia soon. So I decided that I really need to go free to play for the next month.